do you support defunding and removing police from American communities? And if not, why do you think there's such a hard time being differentiated right now between defunding and reforming police departments?
So, Megan, I think that a big part of this conversation really is about reimagining how we do public safety in America, which I support, which is this. We have confused the idea that to achieve safety, you put more cops on the street. Putting more police on the street, you're going to have more safety. And that's just wrong.
The status quo way of thinking about achieving safety is really wrong when it assumes that the best way to achieve more safety is to put more police on the streets. It's just wrong.
With a 90% conviction rate, superstar prosecutor Kamala Harris made history when she was elected California's first African-American female district attorney.
Under Harris's leadership, the San Francisco DA's office has nearly doubled the trial conviction rate for gun felonies and the number of violent offenders sent to state prison.
We can have a tough on crime approach, in particular to serious and violent crime, and we can also have a smart on crime approach that looks at how we can be effective on the issue of not only reacting to crime after it's occurred, but preventing crime before it occurs.
There's a lot that we're doing. There's a lot more we need to do.
But police are doing what they can do now and preventing future violence by taking several more steps.
We've supplemented patrols in the area. We've deployed specialized units and investigative units to help supplement the patrol force in that area to helpfully quell some of the violence.
Being a meter reader in San Francisco is getting to be a dangerous occupation. Assaults against them are on the rise. So tonight, the DA wants tougher penalties for people who attack them.
District Attorney Kamala Harris wants tougher penalties for assaults on PCOs.
Francisco District Attorney Kamala Harris says the Rollins case helped inspire her effort to fix California's witness protection program, which is key to prosecuting gang-related homicides.
One of the problems is that the state program has been under-resourced, underfunded.
The bill, which passed through its first committee today, would double the funding of the program to $6 million.
Law enforcement has such a direct impact on the most vulnerable people in the community. And I want it to be at the table when the decisions are being made.
Before being elected as San Francisco's DA, Harris was a deputy DA for Alameda County. She says she became a prosecutor not just to put away street thugs.
Harris has also pushed for the prosecution of so-called quality-of-life crimes, minor offenses such as graffiti and panhandling. It's a move she says will help prevent offenders from committing bigger crimes.
We will be prosecuting in cases where we find that there are parents who are not allowing or sending their children to school.
The law calls for counseling and then in repeated cases possible jail time.
Nationally, 75% of criminals in the criminal justice system have been habitually or chronically truant. Wow. I did an assessment of the homicide victims in San Francisco over the last 5 years who were under the age of 25 when they were killed. 94% high school dropouts. Wow. There's a direct connection between education and crime.
What was happening is that these folks, these individuals would be cited, they'd come into court, the infraction would be dismissed, and they would go back out and commit another offense, and the same thing would happen. And that's just not the right way to handle this issue. In California, on an annual basis, we release 120,000 prisoners because they've served their time. Within 3 years of their release, 70% reoffend. And let me tell you, it's costing us a lot in terms of safety, and it's costing us a whole lot in terms of diminished public resources in a state that's on the verge of bankruptcy.
We asked California's current top cop, Kamala Harris, for her position on this controversial issue. Your opponent, Ron Gold, has said that he is for the legalization of marijuana recreationally. Your thoughts on that?
That he is entitled to his opinion.
Based on numbers from the Department of Corrections, at least 1,560 people were sent to state prisons for marijuana-related offenses between 2011 and 2016. That's when Harris was the Attorney General.
I will not cede my law enforcement and crime-fighting credentials to anyone. I'm a career prosecutor. I have personally prosecuted homicide cases. I've personally prosecuted gang cases. There are a lot of people spending a whole lot of time in the state prison because of the work I've personally done in the courtroom.